and run the setup file. You want to click run. You want to go ahead and click and place a check mark to accept the licensing agreement and click accept. Go ahead and select install and click next. You want to remove the create system restore point. You don't really need that, so we're just going to uncheck that. And by default it's going to save it into your C program files truecrypt. You have the option by clicking browse and placing it into a different directory, but I suggest keeping the default settings. You want to click install. TrueCrypt has been successfully installed. You're going to click OK. It's going to ask you, do you want to view the tutorial? You could just simply say no and click finish. And there you will have a TrueCrypt icon onto your desktop. Now that we have TrueCrypt installed, we're ready for the encryption process. You want to double click on TrueCrypt located on your desktop. You're going to click on create volume. And we're going to select create an encrypted file container. This is simply taking a portion of your USB drive and turning it into an encrypted virtual drive. The other two options have to do with encrypting the entire drive or encrypting the system drive, which we will look at later. You want to click next. You want to select standard TrueCrypt volume and click next. Select the file of the USB drive. So we're going to go to my computer. You're going to select your USB drive. In this case mine is named Kingston E. And you're going to create the file by giving it any name that you want. I'm going to simply just name it sample and click save. You want to click next. And you want to select the encryption algorithm as AES. AES stands for Advanced Encryption Standard. And click next. Now you're presented with the free space on your USB drive. Now I am using a 512 megabyte USB drive, and this is the only amount that's available. Just for the demo's sake, I'm going to make it 100 megabytes. Now you may have a USB drive that may be in gigabytes or even kilobytes, but you want to select the amount of space that you want. You could go up to 75% of the drive, or you could do 50-50, or you could do even 90% of the drive. But simply just put the amount that you would like and select whether it's gigabytes, megabytes, or kilobytes, and click next. Now you are prompted to enter in the desired password to secure your drive. You must make sure you are able to remember this password because it cannot be reset. A good secure password for your virtual drive is approximately 20 characters long, including uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and symbols. You can use a shorter password, but it might be easier to crack it. But for the sake of the demo, we'll be using a shorter password. You want to enter in the password that you want to use, then confirm it, and click next. If you're using a shorter password, it will recommend you to use a password with 20 characters or more. Are you sure you want to use a short password? We're going to click yes. And now we're ready to format it. I'm going to click format, and this, depending on the drive size that you're looking to format, it may take some time. It could take from 10 to 15 to possibly even 20 minutes. Once it's completed, you're going to click OK and click exit. And now you're ready to mount your drive. You simply select the file from your USB drive, click sample, open, and select any drive name other than a local C drive to mount your drive to. So we'll say M, and we'll click mount. And this is where it will prompt you for the password every single time. It has mounted it. You have 99 megabytes free. And if you go to My Computer, you will see a local disk M. And this is where you can begin copying over or saving information that will be encrypted. Once you've finished moving files over, you simply select the drive and click Dismount. Go to your toolbar, right click on Safely Remove Hardware. You want to select USB mass storage and click Stop to safely remove the USB drive. Once it prompts you that you can safely remove the hardware, you can take out the USB drive from your computer. Now you must be asking yourself, well, what if I move my USB drive to another computer that does not have truecrypt installed on it? What do I do and how do I access my files? In order to access your files on a different computer, you need to set up a traveler's disk on your USB drive first. This does not take a lot of space, and in order to do that, we'll go to Tools, select Traveler Disk Setup. You want to browse for your USB drive. In this case, my USB is the Kingston E. I'm going to highlight it and click OK, and click Create down at the bottom. Once it's created successfully, click OK and click Close. Now if we go to My Computer and access the Kingston E USB drive, you'll see a TrueCrypt folder in here. If you double click into it, you will see TrueCrypt and TrueCrypt format. You want to double click on TrueCrypt and it will bring up this window here where you'll be able to select the file of sample and mount it to any drive that you want, and just click Mount. Once you're finished accessing your secured virtual drive, just click Dismount and safely remove it from the computer. Now let's recap how to access your secured drive. You'll go to My Computer, select your Kingston E drive, go into the TrueCrypt folder, double click on TrueCrypt, select the file from your USB drive. In your USB drive, select Sample, click Open, and we will mount that this time to the letter O. Click Mount and you will be prompted for your password. Click OK. It has been successfully mounted, and now we'll create a file. This was a test, and we'll save it onto the secure drive of O. You want to click Save. And if we go to My Computer, you will see in the local O drive the test file that we just created in Notepad. No one will be able to access this file unless they have the password for your virtual drive. Once you've completed your work and saved everything